Good day, Dr. Seferina Ranario. Good day to my co-masterand. I am Mary Ann Naresma Magunsya from Bien Unido, Bohol. This is my PowerPoint presentation. First is the elements at work in the classroom. So these are the elements at work in the classroom. First is the approach. Second is the method. The third one is the procedure, and the last is the technique. When we say approach, it refers to the way teacher considers content while deciding how to teach it. Then the method refers to the way a teacher ultimately decides to teach it. And the procedure are the step-by-step measures to execute a method. And then the technique is the way an individual complies with a procedure. The next is the difference between the traditional teaching and the constructivism. When we say traditional teaching, it is the teacher-centered, while in constructivism, it is the student-centered. When we say teacher-centered, it is teacher is the authority, teacher is the expert, teacher delivers knowledge, student receives knowledge, rigid rows and desk, rote learning and recall, focus on testing and grades, and the last one is the power and control. While in student-centered, teacher is the facilitator, teacher is the guide, student explores a range of sources, student has a choice and say in what he or she learns, learning activities and spaces are flexible, ongoing formative assessment, and the last one is the trust and openness. The next is about the multiple intelligences. So all teachers know that our learners has different skills, different talents, and Howard Gardner has 9 multiple intelligences. First is the verbal linguistic intelligence. So when we say verbal, it will develop verbal skills and sensitivity to the sounds, meanings, and rhythms of words. The next is the logical mathematical intelligences. So it is the ability to think conceptually and abstractly, the capacity to discern logical and numerical patterns. The third intelligence is the spatial visual. So spatial visual is the capacity to think in images and pictures, to visualize accurately and abstractly. The next intelligence by Howard Gardner is bodily kinesthetic intelligence. So all we know that bodily kinesthetic is the ability to control one's body movements and to handle objects skillfully. And the next intelligence is the musical intelligences. This is the ability to produce and appreciate rhythm, pitch, and timbre. The next intelligence is the interpersonal intelligence. This is the capacity to detect and respond appropriately to the moods, motivations, and desires of others. The next intelligence by Howard Gardner is the intrapersonal, and this is the capacity to be self-aware and in tune with inner feelings, values, beliefs, and thinking processes. The eighth multiple intelligence by Howard Gardner is the the naturalist intelligence. This is the ability to recognize and categorize plants, animals, and other objects in nature. And the last intelligence is the existential intelligence. This is the sensitivity and the capacity to tackle deep questions about human existence, such as what is the meaning of life, why do we die, and how did we get here. The next slide is about the elements of cooperative learning. So the elements of cooperative learning are the positive interdependence, promotive interaction, individual accountability, interpersonal and social skills, and the last is the group processing. So when we say positive interdependence, it is the students work cohesive groups to achieve shared learning objectives. And promotive interactions, students assess and interact with each other to solve problems. And the individual accountability, students do their best work, share ideas, and help group function and efficiently. The fourth one is interpersonal and social skills. So the students work together, trust each other, and resolve conflicts constructively to achieve a common goal. The last elements of cooperative learning is the group processing. So by reflecting on the learning process, the effectiveness of contribution of the members in the group improves. So the next is about the method of teaching. So there are the method of teaching. First is the role play. Next is the lecture method. Next is the problem solving method. The fourth one is discussion method. Fifth is the inductive and deductive method. Sixth is the project method. The next is the survey method, and the last is the unit method. The next is about the step into a new method of teaching. So there is a learning pyramid of this and the equivalent average student retention rates. So the first is the lecture. So lecture has a 5%, and then the reading is 10%, audio visual is 20%, demonstration has 30%, and then the discussion has 50%, and the practice doing has 75%, and the last one is teach others has 90%. And that's all my PowerPoint presentation. Thank you and God bless us all.